After winning a holy war like that, you get a boondoggle of piety and prestige and money. You can see I'm outrageously rich. A lot of prestiges and piety. And so we're dumping money into a couple of things. First is we're going to lose this title upon death if we don't get to primogeniture before we get there. We'll always have a claim on it, so we just got to keep in mind, hey, we got a claim. We'll make that work. First thing is we dump money directly into more retinue. So I bought 2 more retinues. These are low quality soldiers, archers and light infantry, but they bulk up your numbers. And so you're just trying to get those numbers bulked up so you can get factioning underhand. There's a lot of factions right now because despite the fact that I'm awesome and everybody just about knows it, I'm exalted among men. I just threw a grand tournament to boost everybody's liking of me. Either way, everybody still wants my stuff. You see the issue? Everybody wants the stuff. And so that's fine. Right now, I've got a daughter for an heir. She's got to be married primogeniture, matrilineally. We've got options for people that she can marry, but we've got to dump money into getting stronger now. I just got a claim on this, on Gwent. So we're going to press that just to eliminate another person in the British Isles that we don't have to worry about. This is great. The Duke of Lancaster has turned into a Saxon pagan, so that allows us to do a holy war and grab those 3 from Saxony. We've had pretty good success against Saxony. They can still put a bunch of troops in the field, but we've been able to beat them every time we get a chance. They sort of kind of get distracted and have trouble invading England, and that is a theme of this game. Is it's tough to invade England. The holy orders now are on our side, so holy wars and defensive holy wars are good for us. This province here obviously is this emirate of Burgundy because it switches names because it's under Muslim control. It's the dukedom of Burgundy. That could easily be a target for us. But this guy's not all that much weaker. I mean, he's back up to 16,000, and he had all the different Muslim countries come to help him, and basically could have won. They were close. The ticking war score got in our favor, and we pulled it off. So we're going to take a minute, recoup. We'll be able to get darn near 7,000 troops, maybe more, all in once we recover. We're going to recover. We're going to take this county real quick, and go from there. Actually, we're going to take vassal levies and do that right away. Declare my claim. We'll have to fight this guy. Not worried about him. We'll take the vassals just from over here and get this done. And I'll take that county. Declare war. Claim. Boom. And then we'll back off here and raise up all the levies in the area. It should be more than enough to get the job donezo. Donezo. That's my levy right there. So we're going to let them sit. How many troops is that? 1,900. It's not overwhelming. She can field a bunch. So we're just going to get them together and knock this war down. If the 2 come together, it's a little bit different. Let's go ahead and get these guys over there. She hasn't called anybody else in. So let's just knock this up. Oh, she's coming for me. Of course she is. Alright. I guess if that's what you want to do. Still want to do that? Alright, let's make sure I got commanders. All my commanders now are boosted because of that war. Get that guy in there. She's doing a little damage here. Joining with low morale is not great. She could actually have pulled that off. So she could have, and then as soon as I said that, she wins. Ay, ay, ay. She should follow me, but she won't, and I'll recoup. And go and just siege her land and be done with this. That was embarrassing. But you don't want to attack with low morale. So that was a lesson I already knew. Let's make sure I got a siege leader in here, which is me. She won't be able to recoup troops. Twice her size. She still hasn't called in her ally. I say her. I think she died. So that alliance died as soon as I called it on her. So we're going to knock this out. Quick war. No big deal. Open the gates. Open the gates. Shut the gates. No, I don't want to shut them. I want to leave them open. Recouping. Breathing. Chilling. Like a villain. We're building training grounds. We're building keeps. In the lands we'll keep. Again, we'll lose Burgundy to somebody, but we'll have a claim. So We'll just have to be happy with our claim for now. This land will come to me, which is good. I've already got this province here. So I've got a little grouping of provinces up here. Alright, we've maybe turned a corner. Maybe we've turned a corner. Been really stressing. I didn't want to lose my first campaign. Improve relations with the Pope. Really freaking out that I was going to have a bad campaign here. Go 10 episodes and then lose everything. It does happen. You can get pretty deep in this game and lose everything. You got to be able to control internally and externally. And sometimes take it slow and say no to opportunities. But that crusade came at the right time. Alright, cool. So I'm looking for ways to spend this money, and I feel like now is a good time to put up a ruler statue, try to get some prestige, and a lot of our own dynasty around, and having the dynasty... I don't know, I haven't played around with all of these before. I'm way down here. Alright, one coming up. I haven't played with all of these before, so I don't really know which ones they kind of make the most sense. I'd like to build all of them at some point. But we'll pick one, and it takes years to build them. The ruler statue is usually a good one to start with. Just kind of gets you in the door, gets something generating, helps. And we're going to keep this duchy forever, so you know we can always add more wonders. But we'll look around and try to find one that makes sense. I've just declared on Wessex. My boy up here, the Duke of Highweiss, this guy, who made a poor choice to fight the King of Saxony. Although he almost has the troops to pull it off, but bad choice. Anyway, he got a claim on Wessex, and I assume he fabricated it, because I can't think of another reason why he would have it. But he's got it, and that's what's important, and so we're going to be able to take Wessex, and that'll end any finagling we've been doing in southern England. We will have it. We'll have southern England. Everything is going our way, which means, most likely, something will not go our way very soon. When it rains, it pours. Wait, that's the inappropriate time for that statement. You know, when you're underway and you've got momentum, you've got money, you've accomplished big things, things get easier. It's hard to kind of get it going. It's easy once it's going. So we're going to have to siege something. We're at 41%. We don't have any siege. We've knocked back both of their armies pretty small, but they're still capable of sieging something. So we want to keep hitting them. Heir to the bishopric. Will you pay for him? You will not. Okay. And we'll just go ahead and sit right here. He's going to fall back there. This guy can't do anything. He can bounce around. He can sit there and kind of recoup for a minute, but he can't leave that island. So this thing is done. We're at 48%. We'll just siege this sucker down and be done. And Wessex will join the Kingdom of Brittany. It's starting to look a little bit like the Empire of Brittany, if you ask me. Oh, that's interesting. Checking out what happened there. These can stand down. Nice work, everybody. Ah, she was a double duchess and still had Wiltshire. And so she got pushed into Wiltshire. Did he get those lands? Oh, he did get those lands. All right. My Duke man now is getting pretty nasty. He's a double Duke with 4 provinces. And yeah, he loves me. At least until 932. He's 48. He likes me for other reasons, too. We tight. We all right. We close. The important thing is we are watching legalism pretty close. It's going to take 458. 458 to get it. We're at 421. So as this thing continues to tick up, this thing continues to tick down, we have a better chance of getting to legalism 3, which will allow us to go to... This is going to require us... This is primogeniture. This is changing your government type. It's going to require us to get to high crown authority, which is here. So to get there, we got to have legalism greater or equal to 3. So that's what we're going for. And when we get it, it'll mean no more of this Gavelkin junk. Everything goes to my eldest, who's currently sickly. I have a daughter who's doing just fine for herself, and she can be heir We've also built a bunch of buildings here. We're down to our, I think, our last building that we can build, the jousting lists. And we've also built the leper colony and a soup kitchen. These are really great buildings. When the game first came out, they didn't have hospitals. And it's a cool addition. It's a very cool addition. I like it. We have turned a corner, y'all. Boom. 11,000 troops. Just on... is that all the troops you can raise? He's still fighting Saxony. If he weren't fighting Saxony, he'd probably take on this fine lady right here. In fact, one thing we can do with that title is I could literally just usurp it. Give it to the Count of here. That's precisely what we're going to do. Right now, I've got an issue where the Duke of Cornwall, he only controls Devon, Somerset, and then he has directly this count. And he's an old school blood. I mean, he was, back at the beginning. If you trace his line, it goes straight to the first counts of Tregor. But he's in line for whatever reason, and I don't know why, to become the King of Burgundy. And when he leaves, he'll take his count with him. He'll take Cornwall, and he'll take Devon, and he'll take Somerset. That's annoying. I don't want that to happen. So it is time now to raise this guy up. This is a nice little boy. Who is this? Yeah. No threat. It's got the smallpox. So we're going to usurp this. Thank you. That's going to drop her to a count. And I'm going to raise, apparently in the title, the Duchy of Somerset. I'm going to give him my land. I'm in Somerset. That's going to give him Bath. Alright, we're going to give him the title. He's going to be appreciative of the title, but he's going to be a little annoyed because he's going to want this province, which is Bath. That's alright. He can have Bath eventually. He's a little boy. He needs a bath. We inherited Ossory. Gowran. Somehow. Yay, us. This guy has become King of Ireland, which is cool. The game doesn't typically create a King of Ireland. It kind of dukes it out. But it did this game, which is awesome. And we also inherited Moray. So we've started to kind of inherit our way around the English Isles now. And really just letting the timer tick down until we can take on Saxony again. Which is 9/12. September 10th, 9/12. So, just dinking and donking. There's a Muslim independent count. Oh, no, he turned to English. Dude chilling out here, independent, for whatever reason. I have no idea. This guy's fighting the Swedes. And probably losing. But I got no casus belli on him. The Poles managed to hold on to their territory, I feel like. Man, they can still put a bunch of troops out there. 8,000 direct, 16,000. No joke. He's got a double kingdom. So if he dies, he's infected, disfigured, and he's got gout. So if he dies, he's got a bunch of sons. It all get split up. It might be a golden opportunity to push. Keep our eye on that. The Umayyads have turned exceptionally quiet. Exceptionally quiet. The Byzantines, they conquered this territory here. So now they're hemmed in by the Byzantines there. They don't seem to want to attack Poland. I've never seen Muslim countries and pagan countries meet in this game. I can't remember a time that I've seen that. What's interesting is they're not fighting each other at all. I mean, he's got 18,000. He could easily take on a battle here. He's just not. Others have holy wars, but not the Emir. So, whatever. Emir's dukedom. Whatever his title. What is his title? Badshallah? Badshallah. Badshallah. He's rich. He's got plenty of armies. It looks like he's defending against the Doge of Amalfi. Which I don't know what the Doge of Amalfi is trying to pull off, but it's not going to work. So there you go. Things are going all right. We've turned a corner. We're strong again. This guy has turned into an acceptable king. His His diplomacy and his martial has risen. So all in all, a heck of a reign for a dude who should have failed. Ooh, I got direct claims. Hi, who are you? Bulgaria. Ooh, that's an easy war. Declare. My claim. It's kind of a goofy spot there, but every little bit counts. Who are you? My guy? Ooh, I feel like we, oh yeah, that was part of Bulgaria. What's this now? You sensing the theme? If you don't look at the map all the time... Oh, that's fascinating. This guy's Croatian? Christian? Are you rebelling? Magyar. He's a Magyar. Croatian Christian. Must be part of a bigger country. Yeah, Magyars. I don't know how that happened. Must have been an inheritance. Yeah, Bulgaria must have inherited that. So that's annoying. Am I happy with that? No. I'm not happy with that. I've got de jure claims up and down. Alright. Might be something we look at. With 11,000 troops, though, and it's growing, we can still add another 1,000 troops. We got some options. We now have options. Welcome back. There's actually this video spans three days of gaming, which is pretty exciting for you and for me. I got the puffy jacket on today. My office is over my garage, and so it's cold in my office. So I got the puffy jacket on today because it snowed over the weekend here in Georgia. We haven't had a snow in like 2 years. So that was pretty exciting for everybody. But a lot of things happened in the montage, and I'll just point out a couple things that happened in the montage. that you may have missed. So the first thing is my color changed. I went with this kind of fleshy color. I didn't have a choice. I wasn't given a choice. But I chose to create a custom empire. So we are the Empire of Brittany now. And the reason I chose to do it is because I had a claimant. My son had a claimant on the empire, and so it was like, let's go ahead and press his claim. But his claim was the kingdom of Sardinia, and so in order for him to inherit that and stay within my realm, I needed to be the emperor, so then I could assign him a kingdom. And so I became the emperor, declared war on the Byzantines, won a funky war there at the end, where I was actually negative 12 war score, but they submitted. They know where it's at, right? They were winning temporarily, but not really. Good move by the AI. I was going to win that war anyway, and they made it easy on me. Thank you. So that meant that my son, who I had already made Duke of Ulster, then became Duke of Ulster, King of Sardinia and Corsica. Mind blow. And then it ended with the death of Emperor Erispo III, the Sword of the Lord. He was literally, when he inherited the throne, we were at our weakest point, had lost a couple wars in a row, and he was not very good. And I was like, oh, we screwed. And he ended up being the best king emperor that we had. It all turned around the crusade, right? Once we won that crusade, we had a bunch of money, prestige, piety, and just went on the warpath. And you saw that he kicked some butt. His son ultimately took over, so now we're going to play as him. I named him Turnaround King. Turned out his father did a darn good job. He's a much better king than his father was. He's got a very high diplomacy score, so that'll help kind of keep everything together. And what we saw in the montage was a bunch of conquest in the British Isles. We expanded our Scottish properties. We took over here, Strathern, and we took over Moray. We took over the Duchy of Ulster, which I then gave directly to my king, so he's the Duke of Ulster. Duke of Pentor. We switched over to primogeniture, which was a real big deal. Primogeniture means that now it's what you're familiar with. It means the eldest, and because we're agnatic, cognatic, the eldest son inherits everything. Everybody else, tough luck. And what you're going to want to do is land your younger sons on territories, but never make them too powerful so that as pretenders they threaten you. Cognatic means if I have no sons, it'll go to the eldest daughter, and it'll always give it to the eldest daughter who has a son or grandson over an older daughter that doesn't have a grandson. So it's what the British Empire was up until like a year or two ago, when they had a daughter. Before George, it's not Kate. Yeah, it's Kate Middleton. When Kate Middleton was pregnant, they didn't know the sex of the baby, and they changed the succession laws so that if it was a girl or a boy, it didn't matter. It would have been first in line. So that has to do with modern changes of our interpretation of what it takes to be a monarch, I suppose. So now the British Empire is still primogeniture. Eldest gets everything, but absolute cognatic, right? It means women inherit on the same grounds as men do. If you're the eldest woman, you'll get it just the same if you were the eldest son. That's what the British Empire, British Kingdom is now. But we're agnatic, cognatic, so sons get over daughters, primogeniture. They inherit everything. So we no longer will divide up our realm, which is key. When he inherited everything, when his father died, he inherited everything his father had, and then he can dole things out. We have too many kingdom titles. We have 3, so we're going to have to decide whether we're going to give away the kingdom title of Sardinia and Corsica or give it away Burgundy. So we'll decide on that. But we became an empire, conquered a bunch in the British Isles. We took over Sardinia and Corsica. Good stuff. Moved to primogeniture. Great little montage. In future episodes, I might slow that down and walk you through why we did that. But I find when I watch Crusader Kings walkthroughs, I enjoy the beginning because it's the most difficult time. You're facing the world outside. I enjoy the end where you're trying to manage a big kingdom or a big empire, and you're trying to figure out if you're going to meet the goal or the objective. And in between starts to get a little blurry. And so I'll probably move fairly quickly through the in-between years so that we can get through this campaign and pick a new campaign. As a goal now, beating up on the Umayyads sounds pretty solid. We may still want to do found the Holy Roman Empire and maybe build back the borders. Maybe that makes sense. We will no longer go after the King of Frisia Steam achievement because we're already an emperor and we can't do it. So that'll have to be a future video. So that's this episode. Good times had by all. we'll see what happens next. Thanks for joining me.